All right, the media, they're foaming at the mouth, awaiting details to leak from James Comey's upcoming tell-all book. Just take a look at how CNN covered one of the, quote, bombshells earlier today. You cannot make this stuff up.
Some explosive new excerpts from the former FBI director James Comey's new book. Chris Cillizza, you know, you've just read the story in the New York Post. It's got some truly salacious details of a conversation that the president supposedly had with Comey.
Right. So we knew that there was going to be some bombshells in here. This certainly is a big one. I want to read just a few of the quotes from the New York Post as obtained, the Comey memoir as obtained by the New York Post. This is regarding Comey writing about Trump. He brought up what he called the golden showers thing, adding that it bothered him if there was, quote, even a 1% chance, and, quote, his wife Melania thought it was true. Then it goes on. He just rolled on, unprompted, explaining why it couldn't possibly be true, ending by saying he was thinking of asking me to investigate the allegations to prove it was a lie. I said it was up to him.
That's CNN's bombshell? That's Comey's bombshell? This is ridiculous. Joining us now with reaction, former Deputy Assistant to President Trump, Fox News National Security Strategist, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, former Utah Congressman, Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz. Dr. Gorka, I'll start with, okay, if lies were paid for by, we didn't know probably at the time, but if lies were told about you, wouldn't you, and you're talking to the FBI director, and it's a fake, phony dossier to manipulate the minds of the American people, and it's full of lies that you know aren't true, wouldn't you want to say to the guy, can you find out that's not true? Isn't that the natural reaction?
Sean, all that we know for sure is James Comey is a liar and CNN are a bunch of perverts. That's all you need. That's the bombshell. I mean, the president he knew it wasn't true because we know it's true because it was a Russian information operation paid for by Hillary, and he wants to have his director of the FBI prove to the world, not just his wife, as you would want, that it isn't true. These guys are so disconnected from reality and so disconnected from the American people. It's not surprising that nobody watches them, and they have to pay for airports to put their shows on.
All right, good point, touche. But there's a bigger issue here, Congressman, and the bigger issue in all of this is liberals hated James Comey. Harry Reid wanted him out, said he shouldn't be the director of the FBI. Now you see this guy, I think he has legal issues. Tell me if I'm wrong. Leaking privileged information, leaking him to somebody for the purpose of getting a special counsel appointed. Did he lie to Trump in January 2017 when he said the dossier was salacious and unverified, or when they were presenting it to a FISA court judge in a FISA application to spy on an American as the Grassley-Graham memo says, as the bulk of information, as Andrew Weissman said, no dossier, no FISA warrant, request or application. So when did he lie? In October 2016 or January of 2017?
No, I think Director Comey has a series of serious legal challenges. He testified under oath in that question by John Radcliffe about when did he make the decision of whether or not she was guilty or not guilty, or was she going to be charged, I should say. And it clearly was writing this out multiple times before. You have Senator Grassley ask him directly, was he party to releasing information surreptitiously? He was definitive in saying no, only to learn later that wasn't true.
Isn't that
so
illegal?
There's a whole series of things.
If I went to Congress and lied before Congress, would I be in trouble?
You should, but you remember, we asked the FBI, we asked Director Comey directly, myself and Bob Goodlatte, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, did Hillary Clinton lie under oath? He said, well, they never had a referral. So we sent him a referral. Guess what? They never got back to us, never considered any of that material when they lied under oath.
Did Hillary Clinton violate the law, Congressman? 18 U.S.C. 793, mishandling a classified top secret special. Did Hillary Clinton, do you think she obstructed justice when she deleted subpoenaed emails, acid washed her hard drive, beat up her devices? Is that a crime? Is that obstruction of justice, sir?
Yes, absolutely.
Was the fix
that's
in?
what the FBI director told us that she did.
And Dr. Gorka, did he rig the investigation by exonerating her and writing out the exoneration before the investigation?
Not only did he rig the investigation in her favor because he thought she would be the next president, not only did she obstruct justice by the bleach bit and destroying the evidence, guess what? The FBI agents did the same thing when they didn't put her under oath and destroyed the hard drives, and that goes back to Comey.
Unbelievable. This is where we are. And are we ever going to get the Congressman, the Inspector General report investigating all of this that should prove all of this?
About 2 weeks out, as best I can tell, and I think that will be the true bombshell. That's the thing we actually should be paying attention to as a country.
I agree. Interesting timing. It's going to be after Comey's book tour, after Comey's release of the book and interviews. It's going to be interesting.